Hello everyone and welcome to this 1 month's edition of the Butterfly Princess Show Book Club. This month we are discussing the book, the classical book Rebecca by Daphne Du Maurier. Here goes, right? Rebecca unfolds in the rich setting of Manderley, a grand estate on the English coast. The story is narrated by a young unnamed protagonist who becomes the second wife of the charismatic Maxim de Winter. What makes this tale so compelling is the ghostly presence of Rebecca, Maxim's first wife, whose aura seems to linger over Manderley and affects everyone deeply. The second Mrs. De Winter finds herself under Rebecca's shadow, struggling with feelings of inadequacy and insecurity. She gets drawn into a web of secrets and intrigue as she learns more about Rebecca and her mysterious past. Rebecca unpacks some intricate themes that weave through its storylines. So, identity and self-discovery. The second Mrs. De Winter's journey highlights the struggle with the identity and self-worth. Memory and the past. Rebecca's lingering presence is a powerful metaphor for how the past can haunt us. Social class and power. The novel explores class tensions and the power dynamic between characters. Deception and truth. Mysteries surrounding Rebecca's life and death change perceptions of truth. Love and jealousy. The complex and often dark side of love and jealousy is shown through the characters' interactions. The characters in Rebecca are like vivid brushstrokes in a mysterious painting, each adding depth and intrigue to this Gothic tale. So we have the first character is the second Mrs. De Winter, the protagonist of the story, whose name is never revealed. Her journey is about navigating insecurity and discovering her own identity. Maxim De Winter, her husband, whose tragic past and brooding nature create tension and mystery. Rebecca De Winter, though not alive in the story, her presence looms large over Manderley. Mrs. Danvers, the sinister housekeeper devoted to Rebecca, her manipulation impacts the storyline deeply. Jack Fairville, Rebecca's cousin who adds future intrigue to the plot with his connection to her. Each character is intricately woven into the fabric of the plot, contributing to its atmosphere and tension. Each character in Rebecca is crafted with layers of complexity. The second Mrs. De Winter, she is the novel's narrator and an inexperienced young woman who marries Maxim De Winter. At Manderley, she grapples with the overwhelming presence of the late Rebecca. Her character arc is about finding her voice and growing into her role as Maxim's wife, despite the challenges posed by Rebecca's lingering influence. Maxim De Winter, he's enigmatic and burdened by the past. Maxim's initial struggles are a labyrinth of emotions tied to Rebecca and Manderley's grandeur. He is both protective and distant with his new wife. Rebecca De Winter. The first wife's presence is haunting, yet just affecting everyone at Manderley. Despite her absence, she embodies charm, mystery, and her life and her life and death are central to the plot suspense. Mrs. Danvers, Manderley's housekeeper, fiercely loyal to Rebecca. She intimidates the second Mrs. De Winter and embodies Rebecca's continuing influence. Her character seems driven by nostalgia and resentment. Jack Feather, Rebecca's ruggish cousin who plots and schemes to reveal secrets about her death. He's smooth and unscrupulous, adding layers of tension and intrigue. Each character contributes to the novel's rich tapestry of themes and drama. Rebecca, by Daphne Du Maurier, was crafted by several poignant reasons, resonating with her personal experience and literal ambitions. Much like Jane Eyre, the focus on inner worlds and complex emotions creates a rich tapestry. Exploration of identity. De Winter was deeply fascinated by the themes of identity and the notion of living under someone's shadow, much like the protagonist does under Rebecca's lingering presence. Personal reflections. The novel stems from De Maurier's own experiences and feelings of insecurity, particularly regarding her husband's previous life. This personal reflection adds authenticity and depth. Gothic tradition. De Winter was inspired by the Gothic tradition and wanted to craft a novel that combined elements of mystery, suspense, and romance. The haunting power of memory. Du Maurier was fascinated by how the past continues to shape the present, much like the character of Rebecca does. By delving into these aspects, we are able to uncover more than just what's written within the pages. The setting of Rebecca is rich and atmospheric, almost like another character in the story itself. Manderley, this grand estate on the English coast, is where most of the novel unfolds. It's described with vivid details, from the lush gardens to the imposing mansion itself. The opaque and isolation of Manderley anticipates the character's emotional states and the story's suspenseful mood. The coastline, the seaside setting brings a sense of mystery and sometimes foreboding, with rough seas and rugged cliffs surrounding Manderley. This wild natural beauty contrasts with the controlled elegance of the estate, highlighting themes of freedom versus constraint and chaos versus order. The time period. The novel is set in the early 20th century. The social norms and expectations deeply influence the characters' behaviour and choices. This sense of tradition and social is reflected on the portrayal of Manderley and inhabitants' lives. The setting creates the perfect backdrop for the unfolding drama and exploration of themes in identity, memory, and power. Manderley is not just a backdrop, it functions almost as a character in Rebecca, embodying mystery and grandeur. It's fascinating how Du Maurier breathes life into its walls and gardens. Atmosphere and personality. Manderley holds a striking presence with its sprawling gardens and imposing architecture, reflecting the lives and secrets of its inhabitants, much like a character it influences the mood and outcomes of events. Symbolic presence. This estate represents stability and entrapment. It's both a sanctuary and a prison. Its beauty and isolation echo the tension between freedom and social expectations, central themes in the story. Echoes of the past. Manderley is haunted by Rebecca's manifesting her spirit almost tangibly throughout the unchanged rooms and intimate details of her life. The house traps memories much like a person might hold on to the past. Influence on narrative. As the setting provides the physical stage for these interactions, its changing atmospheres, dreamlike foreboding, serene guide the plot's progression, much like a lively entry experiencing moods. Exploring Manderley as a character reveals the clever interplay of setting with narrative and characters. The coastline surrounding Manderley in Rebecca is hugely symbolic, playing a significant role in creating the novel's mood and reflecting on its themes. Natural wideness. The coastline is rugged and untamed, contrasting the controlled elegance of Manderley. This juxtaposition between the wild and the ordinary mirrors the tensions within the characters' lives, particularly the second Mrs. De Winter's struggles between conformity and self-expression. Mystery and danger. The coastline is a place of mystery and potential peril, with the swirling seas hinting of all secrets beneath its surface. This sense of danger lies with the suspense and hidden truths threaded through the plot. Rebecca's flawed legacy. The coastline is intimately connected with Rebecca's life and her favourite boathouse site. It's the scene of her idolised identity and her ultimate demise. The sea can be seen as both embracing her, revealing her secrets. Emotional reflection. The dynamic and often stormy seas reflect the emotional turbulence faced by the characters, particularly the second Mrs. De Winter. The coast is where external nature parallels internal chaos and change. By exploring the coastline symbolism, we delve deeper into the novel's atmosphere and themes. Here are some intriguing facts about Rebecca and its themes. Publication success. So the novel Rebecca was published in the year 1938, and it became a bestseller almost immediately. This haunting tale has never been out of print since its release, showcasing its lasting impact on literature and popular culture. Literal awards. This atmospheric novel won the Anthony Award for Best Novel of the Century in 2000. Its acclaim speaks to its profound influence and timeless appeal. Adaptations galore. Rebecca has seen numerous adaptations for film, television, and stage, most notably Alfred Hitchcock's 1940 film adaptation, which won the Academy Award for Best Picture. These interpretations reflect the various ways in which the story's Gothic elements captivate audiences, and it was the film that starred Joan Fontaine as the second Mrs. De Winter, and Lawrence Laurence Olivier played the role of Maxim de Winter. Setting inspiration. Manderley, though fictional, was partly inspired by Du Maurier's own home, multiple located in Cornwall. Her fascination with the West Country's rugged landscape breathes life into the novel's evocative setting. Psychological depth. This book is renowned for its deep psychological insight, particularly in exploring identity and memory. The foggy boundaries between reality and imagination in the narrator's mind present a rich canvas for readers to explore. If you've read Rebecca, these facts may perhaps resonate with you. Daphne Du Maurier, the author of Rebecca, was a fascinating figure with a unique perspective that deeply influenced her writing. Early life. Born in the year of 1907 in London in the city of London into a creatively vibrant family, Du Maurier was surrounded by literal and artistic influence from a young age. Her father was a famed actor, manager and director. Literal career. Du Maurier's writing spanned genres from romance to mystery, showcasing her versatility as a writer. Her works often blurred the lines between imagination and reality, creating energetic atmospheres. This duality is quite similar to the themes explored in classics like Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Personal influence. The landscape of Cornwall, where she later lived, significantly influenced her writing. The haunting beauty of the region is reflected in the settings of her novels. Legacy. Despite controversies over some of her stories, themes, Daphne Du Maurier remains and acclaimed for her ability to craft suspenseful atmospheric narratives that explore identity and psychological depth. Her influence can be seen in subsequent written writers inspired by her evocative storytelling. Du Maurier's life was as captivating as her narratives, filled with rich experiences and profound insights. Her ability to weave intricate stories has left a lasting impression on literature. The legacy of Rebecca is both rich and far-reaching, influencing literature, film and popular culture for decades since its publication. Enduring popularity. Since its release in 1938, Rebecca has never gone out of print, showcasing its timeless appeal. Its complex characters and psychological depth continue to captivate new generations of readers. Cultural impact. The novel's themes of identity, memory, and the power of the past resonate with audiences worldwide, sparking discussions around personal and social narratives. It has inspired countless adaptations, including the iconic 1940s film by Alfred Hitchcock, bringing Du Maurier's story to life in visual media as well. Literacy influence. Rebecca paved the way for modern Gothic literature, intertwining romance with suspense and psychological intrigue. It has influenced numerous authors and storytellers who emulate its atmospheric storytelling and intricate characters. Psychological exploration. The novel's insights into the human psyche and its emotional landscape has become a study subject, offering readers an exploration into themes of self-worth and the influence of past experiences. These universal questions remain relevant in today's context, inviting reflection and interpretation. celebrating milestones, winning awards like the Anthony Award for Best Novel of the Century embodies its recognition into literary circles. Such accolades cement its position as a literal masterpiece. Reflections on Rebecca's legacy offers glimpse into why it remains a beloved and studied piece of fiction. Comparing Rebecca and Jane Eyre offers fascinating insights into two iconic literal characters and their narratives. Both Rebecca De Winter and Jane Eyre are central figures in stories that entwine mystery, romance, and self-discovery. Rebecca De Winter. Although Rebecca never appears on the pages, her presence is almost palpable throughout Rebecca. She is energetic and influential. Her legacy deeply affected Manderley's inhabitants. Her charm and manipulation left a mark. Jane Eyre. In contrast, Jane Eyre is the narrator and protagonist of her novel, presenting her journey towards self-realisation and independence. Despite her initially meek appearance, she possesses a strong sense of integrity and determination, challenging social norms and expectations. Character contrast. Rebecca's character represents illustrations and social facade, her life entangled in deception and social expectations. Jane, on the other hand, embodies the quest for authority and moral integrity, navigating personal and emotional trials. Influence on others. Rebecca's impact is external, controlling the environment and people around her. Even Jane's impact is internal, fostering growth and change within herself and eventually influencing others through her inward transformation. Themes of love and mystery. Both navigate complex relationships with equally energetic men. Maxim De Winter and Mr. Rochester, respectively, whose secrets intertwine with the protagonist's journey. These tales juxtapose strong themes of identity and intrigue and compelling narrative frameworks. Comparing Rebecca De Winter from Rebecca and Bertha Mason from Jane Eyre opens a rich dialogue about themes of identity, power, and the unseen influence of characters within literature. Energetic presence. Rebecca De Winter, despite never being physically present, casts a shadow over Manderley and influences the plot's atmosphere profoundly. Her charm and mystery make her a figure who affects its figure, everyone around her. Bertha Mason. Unlike Rebecca, Bertha contributes to the narrative through her physical presence. Though she remains hidden away in the attic for most of Jane Eyre, her portrayal as the madwoman explores themes of confinement and the social motivation of women perceived as devoured. Themes of freedom and constraint. Both characters embody themes of freedom and social constraint. Rebecca, perceived as freeing her life choices, is exposed as being constrained by her reputation and untold truths. Bertha's literal imprisonment contrasts with the idea of freedom and conformity through her rebellion and demise. Rebecca's life and reputation creates eternal turmoil for the second Mrs. De Winter, who struggles with insecurity and identity. Bertha's existence influences Jane Eyre's understanding of love and marriage, highlighting issues of autonomy, mystery and past. Both characters embody past secrets and unresolved mysteries. Rebecca's secrets unravel through the growing revelations of her true nature, while Bertha's hidden existence represents Mr. Rochester's concealed past. Examining Rebecca and Bertha in parallel allows for an exploration of deeper themes surrounding identity and social impact within these novels. Exploring the characters of Jane Eyre and the second Mrs. De Winter, whose first name remains a mystery throughout Rebecca, reveals intriguing parallels and contrasts in their journeys of self-discovery and empowerment. Both characters traverse complex paths that intertwine romance, identity, and inner transformation. Narrative voice. Jane Eyre serves as both protagonist and narrator in her novel, offering readers insights into her thoughts, emotions, and moral compass. The hallmark of her individuality and integrity. On the other hand, the second Mrs. De Winter is wrapped in animosity. Her narrative heavily influenced by the shadow of Rebecca, identity and coincidence. While Jane's journey is marked by a strong sense of self-determination and growing confidence, the second Mrs. De Winter struggles with a lack of identity and self-worth initially. Her transformation hinges on overcoming Rebecca's overpowering legacy and her self-doubt. Romantic relationships. Jane Eyre navigates her relationship with Mr. Rochester on equal footing, eventually insisting on mutual respect and love. In contrast, the second Mrs. De Winter grapples with uncertainty and fragility in her relationship with Maxim De Winter, compounded by the looming presence of Rebecca. Setting and atmosphere. The setting of both novels, Thornfield Hall and Manderley, serve as a critical backdrops, influencing the protagonist's experience and perceptions. They are almost as alive as the characters themselves, echoing themes of enclosure and liberation, inner strength and realisation. Ultimately, both Jane and the second Mrs. De Winter arrive at a newfound self-awareness and strength via distinct journeys. Moral integrity leads her to a path of self-empowerment, whereas Mrs. De Winter finds her voice by confronting Rebecca's haunting influence. These characters' journey illuminate deeper elements of transition and empowerment. Studying Rebecca at school and university can introduce students to a wealth of literal themes, analytical skills, and perspectives that deepen understanding. It offers opportunities to explore narrative complexity, psychological methods, and social reflections, all key to enriching one's learning journey. Character analysis. Delve into the intricate character dynamics between the narrators, Rebecca, and the supporting cast. Consider questions like how do their interactions and backstories reveal themes of power and identity? How do these characters help unravel the narrative tension and mystery? Themes of Investigate recurrent themes within the novel, such as memory, identity, impact of the past, a resonant stage for interpretation. How do literal tools like for foreshadowing and right, literary styles and structure, explore Du Maurier's storytelling approach, recognising her use of Gothic elements to create suspenseful atmospheric settings. Comparison studies. Compare Rebecca with other Gothic and suspense narratives like Jane Eyre to highlight shared influences and divulging techniques. And that concludes this month's episode of uh, of the Butterfly Princess Show Book Club. I hope I hope you've enjoyed this month's episode, and I hope that you're really enjoying seeing the new face of the Butterfly Princess that will feature on all upcoming episodes and social media posts. And I hope you can join me next month for the next episode of the Butterfly Princess Show Book Club. The next episode in this series will be recorded and posted onto the Facebook and YouTube channels of the Butterfly Princess Show on the 31st of August. But until then, have a lovely rest of your weekend, and I will see you all again very soon. Take care and bye-bye for now.